just a 2-page document. Can you just point me to one of those that is itemized that is meant to pay this pending bill? Where this one, like this 247, it appears on page 1. Pending bill recurrent, pending bill development. That sums up to 247 million. Because I imagine this Annex 3A was meant to satisfy the committee.
There is page 2 of the budget of that annex.
Yes.
There is down there is Mashujaa J complex allocation of 100. The second.
You see, even if numbers were true, how many take you to settle your total stock of pending bills at that rate? Considering that every year you're incurring new bills, but even the historical ones, the 1.4 billion, at that budgetary allocation.
And a related question here would be, do you have a proper payment plan to honor those pending bills? The ones that are eligible. Do you have it? Or
Yes,
can you prepare it? Can you bring it?
Yes, we can. We have a payment plan.
So how many years will it take to settle?
No, Chair.
At that rate?
Chair, sorry. I think they don't have a payment plan because I've heard the governor saying some of the pending bills are not genuine. So how are they having payment plan? Is he going to actually kick out or maybe throw out some of the pending claims by the contractors? Number 2, Chair, it's too late in the year for the county to tell us they are still looking for the contractors. And the assessment normally is done at the beginning of at the entry of the new government. So if Nyandarua County, 3 years down the line, they are telling us some of the cases are not genuine and they have not verified, then I think they are not serious as far as I'm concerned. Something needs to be done, or maybe we can even ask Auditor General to do a special.
Senator Mofai?
Yeah, I think Governor said that pending bills. Have you done any verification? Do you have a commission in place that has done some verification that maybe we can have a report before us?
Yes. In addition, maybe the governor can tie up all questions. Governor, what is the true pending bill? Because you are casting doubt on 1.4 billion. Number 2, in the observation of OAG, the money you received in July was 1.5 billion. But your chief officer is saying it is 1.6 billion. So which is the correct figure? And finally, Chair, I've seen the contractor, there is one contractor called Blue Valley Enterprises, has been paid for 13 million Kenya shillings. A number of contractors, for example, the total paid was 515 million against 1.5 billion. So what is the justification of some of these contractors that you are paying people who owe much against the one? Governor, the word in Nyandarua, I've heard you saying that contractors don't want to come and claim. The word in Nyandarua is you must pay 10% to be paid. How true is that assertion? Thank you, Chair. Yield back.
Honorable members, we agreed that we're going to manage time. I think if the governor's answers are not satisfactory, we just take it as such. We mark the script and give him whatever marks we think he deserves. But for the sake of the benefit, for the sake of the suppliers, employees of Nyandarua, you must give certain assurances. Governor.
Thank you, Chair. This is the reason why we put in place a task force to help us identify the pending bills which are payable. And out of that, that is why we have that payment plan. Like last year, we planned to pay 347 million as per our ability. And we will continue doing that. But as for the pending bills that have been disapproved by the task force, maybe even in future, Senate should also advise us, because again, it's against the law just to throw away a pending bill just because our task force has put it that way. We would want to be advised what we do with those pending bills that we are maintained there, and yet our task force has recommended to us that they are not payable, because we still maintain them in our books because we have no legal way of maybe putting them out, Chair.
Governor, the global, let's take the global without going to the numbers here. At 347 per year, it will take you 4.5 years to settle the 1.4 billion, that is over 3 years. It means that some supplier will be paid 10 years after they invoice the county. Are we really building local businesses with that kind of approach?
Chair, can I tie my question with your question?
Senator,
because I've seen that the amount owed to employees, or rather the employees payables, is 434 million. And I've seen that in the budget for 2025-2026, the amount that has been set aside to settle this is just 55 million. But can I get to understand what comprises of this 434? Is it allowances? Is it, I mean, what comprises of this particular 434? Because if you are budgeting 55 million every year to settle these bills, then it will take you 8 years. So if this comprises of an allowance, there is an employee from Nyandarua who will be paid 8 years from today, an allowance that they have incurred now.
Chair, in addition, just addition, Governor, and I've seen you have ignored my questions, which is okay. The second one I want to, this is to notify. How much does it, Chair, to remove asbestos, roofing at asbestos? Is proposed completion of works and removal of asbestos, roofing at Karaoke level 5. You gave out a tender of 988,361,140. Removing. Why were you giving a contract of removal of this substance? I know it's cancerous, but what was the justification?
Is that
are you doing a new, and this is the same company called Blue Valley Enterprises that was being paid very well in this county.
that exact amount has been transferred to the Department of Defense?
That is why I'm wondering.
Up to the last cent.
Yes. I'm wondering why the inclusion of this part of removal of this material from the roof.
Chair.
So, Chair, then is this then a case of a double spending? That
Yes.
Let the
That's what
governor explain.
Chair, I think that is not for removal. Actually, we are constructing a 5-bed capacity.
Point of order, Chair. This is your document, it's Annex 3E. Governor, if your chief officer is kind, it is indicated. It says tender for completion works and removal of that substance.
That's
Asbestos.
That's Annex 3.
Removing, yeah. The Annex 3E.
3.
Chair, allow the chief officer medical services to.
If it is the completion of works, Governor, why addition of removal?
Let the chief officer medical health say something on that, please.
Yes, Chair. This contract is the one that is being undertaken by the DOD, Department of Defense, and this is what the Honorable Senator is referring, is the letter of award, and it is them, the Department of Defense, who included the removal of asbestos, because there are some buildings in the old JM hospital which have asbestos, but the bulk of the money will go to towards the construction on a 5-story building. The complex.
For obstacle time, who is Blue Valley Enterprises Limited?
Blue Valley is the contractor who is contracted by the DOD, the Department of Defense.
So this is a new contractor through the chair to Karaoke level 5 hospital.
He was still the one who was contracted by the county, but after they did the assessment,
they allowed him
to continue,
but
because he had done a very good job.
Through the governor, this removal part, you were in the meetings with, I've seen you have signed an agreement with the national government. What was the justification of this part and removal of this substance? Because if they can say the money we use, because I want to imagine the contract that is in place is completion of works, the scope and the BQ. Why would he include this foreign issue?
Actually, sorry, Senator Cherargei, where have you seen the agreement between the county and DOD?
There was a chair, maybe I saw it somewhere that there was a agreement.
Do we have an agreement between the county and the, Department of Defense?
Chair, we only have a termination. The termination. They asked us to terminate.
To terminate your contract with Blue Valley?
Yes.
So that they can do a contract with Blue Valley?
Yes, Blue Valley. So we have a termination. It is there. It is annexed somewhere there.
So
yes.
The problem here was that the county was not competent to supervise the project.
No, it's lack of funds. We requested the national government to step in, not supervision.
This is funded from the national,
yes.
National government.
From the national government.
Yes.
So the contractor you had, it was just a paper you terminated, but DOD took the same contractor at the same contract price.
No, with additional works.
Sorry? With additional?
With additional works, and they now came up with the new terms. And
now, if you terminated Blue Valley as a county and termination agreement is here, wasn't there an expectation that DOD would search for the most efficient contractor rather than going with the one that you have just terminated? Just explain to us that logic.
We did not terminate the contractor because of inefficient. We terminated so that they can initiate transaction with him, because there could not be two contracts going on. So ours is to come to an end so that they begin theirs. But looking at the work he had done, they compared with others, they decided that they would want to continue.
What was the process that they went through to establish that Blue Valley is the best above everybody else? Or was it clothed in the confidential procurement space?
Chair, I think now you see this is DOD, they have their own working.
Because this presents a very, very serious risk that a county has terminated the contract with a contractor, and then DOD goes and just picks the guy without any due process, without competition. I mean, it's almost like what we are talking about with Safaricom right now, that there's some unilateralism in award of certain decisions. We would have expected that once you have terminated this contract, that contract has ended. And I think the Public Procurement Act requires that if you are to do a new one, then you go into some competitive processes. Unless DOD is exempted, which it may be, and unless then that becomes the black hole that we use to do funny things.
Maybe to clarify that, is that we had requested for additional money from the national government, and we had been promised that they were to give us the money. But after considering their procurement and other terms, they requested, instead of us giving you the money, terminate your contract with this contractor so that now they will be the supervisors. We will be there to as a stakeholder and also to advise, but now they are the ones, their supervisors will join our works officers to do it together. He will be paid from DOD, and until now the construction is over.
Senator Dulo.
Just a clarification, because there's a bit of confusion here. You've terminated the contract with Blue Valley.